to address whether the mRNA Pfizer therapies for COVID-19 qualifies as a gene therapy rather than a vaccine under pre-2020 scientific and academic definitions. Because if you just change the definition of something to suit what you want, that's not it actually being that thing. That's you being a bitch. Pre-2020 definitions of vaccines, before 2020, vaccines were consistently defined in scientific and regulatory context as biological preparations containing an antigen, typically a weakened or inactive pathogen, or a component thereof, a protein subunit, that sort of thing, intended to stimulate an immune response to confer immunity against specific infectious diseases. For instance, the World Health Organization, in its pre-2020 documentation, described vaccines as products that stimulate a person's immune system to produce immunity to a specific disease, protecting from that disease. That is their definition pre-2020. They changed it, of course, to say anything we inject you with that we tell you will be good. That's pretty much the definition they changed it to, is that anything that they tell you is healthy for you, that you injecting yourself is good. That's the new definition. For instance, the World Health Organization in pre-2020 described the vaccines. I already read that portion, blah, blah, blah. Typically involving a killed or weakened form of the disease causing organisms or its toxins for its surface proteins. Summarily, the U.S. Code of Federal Regulations, Title 21, pre-2020, defined vaccines as products containing immunizing agents for prophylaxis against infectious disease. Crucially, these definitions emphasize the direct introduction of an antigenic substance into the body, not the instructions, not instructions of the body to produce it. Pre-2020 definition of a gene therapy. Gene therapy, by contrast, was defined in pre-2020 as a therapeutic approach involving the introduction of nucleic acids, DNA or RNA, into a patient's cells to alter gene expression or produce a therapeutic protein, typically to treat genetic disorders or diseases caused by defective genes. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration in 2018 guidance described gene therapies as products that mediate their effects by transcription and or translation of transferred genetic material, aiming to regulate, repair, replace, add or delete a genetic sequence. The European Medical Agency similarly classifies gene therapy medicine products under Regulation EC number 1394 2007 as biological production containing recombinant nucleic acids intended to manipulate genetic expression for therapeutic purposes, explicitly distinguished from vaccines against infectious disease unless they met specific criteria for genetic modification. The Pfizer therapy uses messenger RNA, mRNA, encapsulated lipid nanoparticles to deliver genetic instructions to human cells. The mRNA encodes the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein, which is just stupid to me, by the way, which once translated by the host cellular machinery is expressed as an antigen to trigger an immune response. Unlike traditional vaccines, this one does not contain the antigen itself, which is why they tried to change the literal fucking meaning of it, but instead relies on the recipient's cells to produce it, making it a gene therapy. This mechanism introduces nucleic acids to direct protein synthesis, mirrors the foundation principles of gene therapy. The arguments aligning with gene therapy definition. Although the principles of action of COVID-19 mRNA vaccines correspond to the definition of gene therapy, they have been excluded from the regulation of GTPs by the regulatory agencies, the FDA and the EMA. Pre-2020, GTPs were defined by their use of nucleic acids to introduce cellular production of a protein, precisely what the jab does. The paper notes that Moderna's 2020 SEC filings acknowledged currently, mRNA is considered a gene therapy by the FDA, reflecting an understatement consisting with pre-2020 FDA classifications of mRNA-based interventions as gene therapies. Biotech founder Ugur Sahin, in a 2014 article, similarly expected mRNA drugs to be classified as gene therapies, biological or somatic cell therapy, reinforcing this alignment. The only reason why they called it a vaccine is to avoid the hesitancy people would have by taking a gene therapy. That's it. It's the first of its fucking kind gene therapy to try to get your body to produce a certain protein to help fight off the symptoms of a cold, which is the most accurate statement that has probably ever been said when Dr. Mike Rosowski's involved. This is a gene therapy, beyond a shadow of a doubt.